Okay. Hope it's recording. Great. What's going on? Okay. Now, you all should be able to see my screen now. Can you
Yes.
see my screen? Wait. So what I want to do on my screen, I want to look for specific data sets that may be very useful for us to do whatever I want to do tonight. So let's look for let me check from here. Maybe I can look for one random data set. I can look for data online, or I'll show you how I look for data. You can choose for me to improve, because see, after you've learned all this, the chances are very high that you're going to forget everything you've been taught. The way for you to improve is for you to start doing practice by yourself. And if I will practice, I'll go online and go and start looking for, let's say, house sales prices data. If this one, I can decide to look at this one and see maybe I can get some data sets that can be useful to me. The property data, the showing property data. Can I get property data here? This one is useless. Let's see. But not this one is not giving me what I'm looking for. I say content August 2023 data, single for yearly file. Let's scroll down a little bit and see if we can get some data. So current month as a CSV. Maybe we can take this one, right? Let me see if I can see. This is 4.2 gig. This is complete transaction CSV. 2022. Complete yearly data as CSV. Let me take this one. And let me also take the one for this month. Let me see if this got downloaded. If it's not downloaded, so the way I can do it is save link out. And save it on the side. Save. And the next one I'm doing is yearly data. CSV file. Save link out. TP 2022. Save. Now, let's assume this data belongs to let's assume this land belongs to this. I'm reporting for this organization. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. So let's assume I'm reporting for this organization called the HM Land Registry. So I'll go and use their image. So this is what the HM Land Registry logo looks like. Can you see?
Yes.
Because that's the name of the organization. So if I'm trying to do this, I will come around and Or do you have any company I want to report for, or let's say property? Let's say I'm reporting for. No, I don't want to use this government. Let me use. So in the UK, we have this company called Zoopla. Zoopla is a company that does house sales, house rent, and etc. Right? So, and I can try to use Zoopla, and because let's assume I'm working with Zoopla, look at Zoopla's logo. The Zoopla logo comes in different shapes and forms. They have a logo level PNG, so that I can get the. So we'll just probably just take this logo and we just save it as. So we need that. And I'll follow it. Zoopla logo. Save. Now, that is me done. Let me go to image color picker. Everything I'm doing here as I'm going. So when I open image color picker, what I want image color picker to do is that image color picker should give me all the color on that logo, so that when so on this one now, I just go and upload the image. Where can you upload image? I think where do you add your image? Browse image. And this is my image. Do you guys remember? And that's my logo. So with this one now, you've seen that I have a logo and I have a color, right? So if I come here, I can pick any color here. You will see the X code here, right? So when I'm making my report, I can use any of these colors to adjust my stuff. I think that's the same screen.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, great. Now, so let's leave that. Now let me go and click Power BI on.
You have stopped presenting.
Oh, I think presenting.
Yes.
Okay, let me go back to, because I was thinking what's going on. Sorry. I'm trying to plug my laptop charger.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We'll spend more. Just read the Python from these skills and these concepts. And most of the things I'm doing, you would have seen it before, if not. I'm using
The mic is a bit distant, so your voice is breaking a bit.
Is this better?
Yeah, better.
Okay. I'm using this screen for the first time, so I'm trying to figure out how to. I think I have a document. I'm trying to see if I can update the size. The position. There's a way for me to adjust my screen, and I can't. Anyways, we'll just continue. I don't have to waste time on this. So let's close this. So get data. CSV. But we go to our data source as usual, load, and what the data I downloaded. The data I downloaded is here to download properly. Let me see. I'll go back to this one. Data. Okay. So let's come back here. So we have the PP monthly updates, new version. Open. The data set we are working on, I'm here to see it before. So we've seen the house from done. These are house from data. We don't even know what the happened looks like. Something will be wrong somewhere. Let's go back to the data.
Your voice has gone again.
My what?
Your voice is
Voice is
sounding
gone.
low again. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying my best to see if I can get those. Maybe I can join my mobile phone. That way, let me then join from my mobile phone. I'll be using my mobile phone as the voice. And
All right.
I'm not sure if both can get to you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Right. If this is, can you speak?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So I'm trying to open this data. Let me stop this. This would have been great, but I think it's not serving. Oh, this would have been great, but I don't think it's serving the purpose I want to
You have stopped presenting now.
Yes.
Okay.
So share my screen because the screen is too big to see. So to so okay. So share my screen. Share now. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So I want to go and check the data that I have downloaded. So that I can kind of see what is inside each of them. Because currently, looking at this, it's not looking like the tables are labeled. Like we don't have title for each of them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if I receive this kind of data, I'll have to ask the source for the title of each of the headers. I hope that makes sense. So just try to. I'm waiting for the. It's fine. the Excel open up. Okay, so we have two Excel sheets, and it looks like this one does not have any header, right? And this is the monthly. Which one is that? That's the PP22, right? It does not have any header. Let's see the monthly. The monthly too does not have any header. So if it does not have any header, that means we may have to let us to the people that the people that gave us the data, right? And we adjust. So we'll get the name for each of these header. So I'm removing the unnecessary data that I do. Take them up. So let's assume that this is the amount, the sold the house amount, right?
Okay.
This one is the date.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is the date, right?
Yes.
What is again? This is the postcode. Let's say we don't need this one. We don't know what they are, right? And this is the house number. I think this is the house number. This is the flat number. But because of the kind of analysis we want to do, we don't need the actual address of the what's it called?
Of the house.
Right. But we don't need the actual address because all we want to know is we want to know which let's say city or town, right? Is having more houses. So let's delete all these houses. We don't need the house. We just need the city. So just do all the way up to here. City. Right?
Yeah.
House number. We don't need it. So now, let's say this is, for example, they call the house grade, for example.
Okay.
And this is all the data we have. Now, let's assume this is our raw data from the source. What's happening? Why am I getting zeros? Okay. So let's assume this is our raw data from the source. And this is how they give it to us. If I want to work on this, to make my table fast and easy to deal with, number one, I will unload this one. I don't know if you guys have watched videos on best practices. Then, if not, I'll send you a video on best practices that you can use to come practice and use.
All right, sir.
So, reference it. And my reference, all this one, data. So, the reason why I'm using this one is that this will be my raw original data. If there's going to be any changes, it will not happen to this one. If the person that is feeding the data is feeding the source, it will all get fed to this place. So if anything changes here, it will not affect here. But whatever change I make in this one, it's going to affect it. This one is feeding from the raw data. So I want to also create another reference. I'll call this one my city. So since this is city data, what I want to do is I want to take off this thing. I just want it to be city, right?
Yes.
Duplicate. The reason why I'm removing duplicate is to enable me to be able to remove, is for me to be able to do one-to-many relationship. I can also create another reference here. I call this one grade. I'll do this one here. And this would be great. Also duplicates. So in that, if I come here and decide to say I want to see just full data only, guess what's going to happen to the other tables? See, everything here also became black. Oh, because this is the original data. So I'm not making any changes on this data. All the changes I'll make, I have made them the reference to one. I will look at it. This one is in Eclipse. This one is still in number form. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'll move this to group. I'll call it source data. So I have my raw data in source and the other queries, those ones are here. I can just do close and apply. So when I do close and apply, my data will load. One thing you may want to go and look at the end of this this class is come on YouTube here. And search for our BI best practices. Do you get me?
Yes, sir.
See, all these Power Best Practices video, make sure you go and watch them. See, especially this guy, top 10, watch them, practice them.
All right.
It's going to help you. This is what differentiates between a JJC and an expert. If you don't watch them, you will struggle. If you want to prove to anybody that you've been doing this for a long time, you need to watch best practices quickly so that you will not be behaving like a JJC. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I will not spend time explaining this. I'll just take you straight to to what I'm trying to show you. So let's come back here. I've loaded my data. I'm going to fix my relationship here. So my house data is here, and this thing automatically connected itself. See, and my relationship is not giving me one-to-many because I used unique data here. You remember that I removed duplicate on the CTRV and I removed duplicate on the grade, right?
Yes.
Exactly. If I don't remove duplicate on the city or the grade, it will not give me this kind of relationship. But this already gave me city here, and this already gave me. So you can connect them manually. But since I left this space automatically connected. What I want to do now is that I want to look at the housing data. My table here, on my house data here. If you look at it now, you remember that there is another table called raw, Abi?
Yes.
That one is not here anymore because I'm not loading it to the front. It's only the one that are not in it clicked. The one that when I unclicked enable load, right?
Yes, yes.
So anything that disable loading on will not show up in the front here. So we know that this is the amount they sold the house. So we need to turn it to number, and in the whole number format, we need to turn it into, let's say we use dollar for the houses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, what we now have to do to make our life easy is to make sure that we have a good table. The first thing I want to do is to put my, let me design what my table to look like. I can come here and insert the image, Zopa logo, and that's my logo, right?
Yeah.
That's my company logo. I can put it there. You've seen Kunle do this a lot, so I can decide to come with the shape here, right?
Yes.
To make sure I do that. So I have to do that. Now my logo is not just my what's it called? My color is not just coming from my head. I have to come to this part. My X color picker. Remember that I've uploaded the logo here. And I can start to pick this color. Right? And this
Yeah.
I copy it. And I'll come and fill my logo here. This details. And that will look for the shape style. Fill. I come here. And I'll control V. Can you see?
Yes.
That's fine. Now I can decide to say inside here, I want to see the amount here. That's one. And I want it to be, that's the amount of the, but I don't want the sum. I want to know the average amount of sum. So average. That's the average price for the house that is sold. Let me decide to put the city in perspective. I don't know how many cities are there, but let's do city. So these are cities. I'm not able to do city, but let's do best practices. Anytime there is a date in a table like this, always remember to put date table. So let me go back. See, is this a date? So this is a text format. We wanted to change it into date. We change it into date form. You can now decide to create your date table. So to create the date table, all I need to do is I'll say new table. Now collect date equals to calendar auto bracket open bracket closed. Do that. Boom. So my date, I want it to be in the format of date only. I don't want the time. So how will that happen? All I need to do here is come here, put this one here. So I'll link my date to the date. That's my date connected. The front here. So I want to have a date slider. You may want to look at date hierarchy. Should we use year, right? Let's use year. I just want to use year. Let's see year. Okay. What I want to do here is very simple. From 1999 to something. Okay. Let me take this off. I just want the year only. Since it's a only year, and I want to turn this into a filter. Where's our filter? Filter. So that's it. I can start to do 1995 to 2023. That's a long time, right?
Yeah.
I can leave that here. I will not. I know you guys know how to design, so I will not do much of design here. Try to do some basic stuff. Now, another thing I can do is let me put my months in check. These are my months. I may also want to use a slicer for them. Okay, so change this one. Change this one. That slicer setting, drop it down to drop down. So I know it's just a year, right? So I'm going to pick a year here, and I want my January to December, January to December. So from January to December, I want it to be in I want it to be a slicer. Okay, and I want it to be tile format. In the tile format, so to be here too. I may want to put that here. I don't want to check this now. The space is off. Okay, let me try this. If this is going to work. Oh, I think it works, right? Assuming ignore my design. No, I'm just trying to see what I can make happen from this. So let's assume this one this way, right?
Yeah.
I just want to give it the. So let's assume I want to use my values and a border. I wanted to have the left border. Is the right one? The left one. And I wanted to have this tick button. Yeah, I like that. Then let's give it a, is it light or dark? Let's
Yeah.
give it this color. So I may decide to give out font color, background color. Is it background? Let me see. Yeah, no, so this is the color. That's the color stuff. And I want my text to be white. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is it looking good now?
Yeah.
I can also decide to make this, maybe this color. No. I think this color is fine. And I want the border color to be this color. So I can increase the thickness of the band, right? Something like that. Let me take away the two of them. There's something slicing it down off. Okay. So imagine I've done all this nonsense, and I can also decide to paint my background from here as this color. No. Values font color white, right? And I can give the background color also this one. So you see, something like that. Abby, right? So I've done a great, beautiful design with my button and etc. data. I can decide to now bring my, so since I've done my date table on my calendar and everything, that is fine. So I want the city data. I can try to use city, and I want that to be from the map. Hopefully, I'm able to get something. Unfortunately, my city is scattered all over, and the reason why that is scattered is because the city, there are some UK city that exist in the US and Australia. So the only way for me to make that clearer for is, let's say, postcode down here. I think that should help reduce it. Unfortunately, part of it is don't allow the longitude and latitude information. So, so let me take this off and let's do postcode. So, postcode, it worked, right? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Happy?
Yes.
So
Yes.
postcode only works. So when postcode only works, just zoom down to, let's assume that it's after jollof rice. And this is my postcode. I'm just putting that here. In many cases, when I'm using WhatsApp, I personally use map settings. I come here, I use grayscale. So I can decide to put my bubbles. I can give my bubble colors like maybe something like this. Just to, make it look like it's similar. Right? Just make that look whatever. Let me put this one. I can even decide to redesign. I don't want to redesign this. I can redesign it, but you know how to change this one. So I don't want to spend.
Yeah.
Right. So let me just put this here. Now, the moment I have this in this place, let me even see right there. So I have enough space. So there are some other stuff I can do in terms of color modification. I can use, let's say, my page background can even be like this. My color can be, let me go look for one of those colors. This one, do we have any light? I can use this as my name. This is what I can do. Okay, I can do this. So on my wallpaper, I will choose this deep dark blue. And I can decide to come to canvas and I'll come and pick. Let me pick the other one. Canvas settings, background. I can decide to come here, pick this one. Now when I pick this one, transparency, can you notice the difference?
Yes.
But it's not looking too good. Let me see how transparent this one is. This one transparent. Is this looking like it's beautiful? Nah, I don't like it. Let me remove them. Let me remove this. Just keep it simple. So we have our buttons. Let's just go to our table. Now we have the amount and we have the city, right? And we know our charts are here, meaning that let's go by average. So the average house prices by city, right? That's it. I can decide to go by doing, let me change it to, what was it called? I want to change it to a different time. Is that? Yeah. That can give me a better. It seems like the cities are too much to leave. So I just change it to something like this. In my settings here, I'm sure some of you have done some major designs in the last few days. So let me use this. That's not close. So, let me see. And so let's assume this is it. This one. Average house prices. By city. Just then when that one's done, what else can we put together from this data set? We can decide to do city and scroll down to this one. There's a chapter. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, let's take this one.
Number of house per city. Is that something?
Yeah, something we can also do. Okay, so we can count. See, we've taken the city, we have the amount. So I'm not taking city from there. So I'll take city from here. And I'll go by, what's it called? We can count the grade, right?
Yes.
Because all the houses are graded. So city here by grade. But it will not display because grade is not a number. A grade is just alphabet. So if I change the grade to count, let's see. It's not something to count. So let me go by amount. So, okay, that's a grade A and amount. So we want to do count. So London is having most grade A houses. But I don't want this chart to look too clustered. All I want to display here are the top 10, right? So top 10, I can do filter. There's a way to use filter to do top 10. Great. So all I need to do is, I can even go by amount. Let me just add that. Where is it? I added amount twice, I think. This one will be away. So I can do top N, and I'll say top 10. Oh, okay. By what value? Top 10 by, let's see. It should be 10. No, it should be amount here. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So in this case, I can decide to say, okay, these are the top 10 areas with grade A or something, right? I can decide to come around and touch around with the
Colors.
colors and do that. Well, we don't have much time for me to do color job for you tonight. At least you know how to do color, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. So what other charts do you think? This is a very small one. So,
The labelings at the bottom is showing B. Is that the grade?
yeah. So the top 10. So it's giving us
The
top
top
10.
number amount.
Yeah. So it says by amount. Yeah.
Okay.
So the formula I used is just rubbish. You understand? I did not put thought into it. I'm just quickly putting it together. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And what else? Let's see what we can do. Let's look at the line chart by over the years. So we can do by year. And we can choose amount. Does that make sense? Abi?
Amount by, yes.
And we can just decide to do this. And show people. But this is the sum. I don't want us to use sum. Yeah, because we are using sum. That means we are saying maybe the number of people that bought houses. To get my point.
Yeah.
There are more people that bought houses in this year, or maybe house prices. So what we need to do is let's use average, right?
Okay.
So the average house prices from 1999 or whatever color lines, something like that. Do you get my point?
Yes, yes. Can I quickly ask a question, please?
Yeah.
So I understand that it's not only about building the charts. So while reporting it, does an analyst ask to find reasons like, okay, I want to report this now, saying that, okay, we have a sharp increase from 2000 to 2010, thereabouts, like to know the causes of the decrease. So we have a drastic decrease as well.
So what tends to happen most of the time, based on my own experience, is that you will find yourself in a scenario where they will give you the task, they will tell you what exactly they are looking for. So you are not the one that is looking up the bullshit. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
They are the one that will tell you, we want to know how the house prices have gone between so and so. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so on and so forth. So that way, you are likely not going to be the one that will do the talking on their behalf. But in many cases, in some cases, they may come and you have to be the one to do the talking. Now, if you have to be the one to do the talking, what can you say? What can you not say? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then you can now start thinking of, okay, should I say this? Do you get my point? Okay, maybe I should say, that's when you have to start cooking stories. But to be honest, when you're putting your thoughts into your design, am I making sense? You will definitely be able to think of things that you need. So in many cases, when I'm building reports, they would have given me what they want. And any other extra stuff that I can think of, I'll put it there. But in most cases, it depends on what kind of story are they trying to tell. And that is more important than what is in my head.
Sure.
Am I making sense?
Very well.
Yeah. And that's way more important than whatever is in my head. So I think I'm close to something. Does this report even look like something? Yeah, so let's say I'm leaving it here like this. Branded, short, sweet, straightforward. Nothing more. I hope this makes sense.
Very well.
So The way this stuff that I built here, the relationship, the splitting I did here, which one? Here, what's it called? This one that I did here, you will understand it, what I've done here with this relationship, sorry, referencing that I've done here. If you go and watch the best practices video, do you understand?
Yeah.
That could have taken a whole lecture by itself. But the summary of it is that when you use this method, it increases the speed of your report. If your report is too slow, people will be tired of looking at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If your report, if your report is too slow, people will be tired of looking at it. And at the same time, what's it called? When you are making reports, always remember that the color that you are using is not far away from the brand color of the company that you are dealing with. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, make sure that what's it called? Make sure that when you have visuals on the store, maximum of 5 visualizations per report. And if you count my 1, 2, 3, 4, maximum of 5. Most of the time, keep your colors to 3. Yeah. And if you look at my color, I've used the same color or different shades of the same color.
Yes.
And that is basically just it. The rest of it, you learn as you go. Most of us, we started simple and at the same time. And don't forget to give you a title, for example. Say, sample housing data, or we call it practice housing data, right? And give it bold text size 32. Or we can copy that, push it up, and we can do it here, and we can decide to get congratulations. Now, any other question?
Yeah. I want to ask about, is it necessary to say, okay, you are trying to be specific on some type of data, like, like HR now, I know they have their own kind of data they collect and how they present it, then sales, then all these other organization, maybe like, okay, engineering, some sorts like that. Or you just have to embrace the data as they come.
So, to be honest, as a data person, the method of solving most data problems are the same.
I didn't get that, please.
The method of solving most data problems are the same.
Oh, okay.
And it's very agnostic of what level them. My background is in engineering. I've worked in financial sector, I've worked in health sector. Currently, I'm working on that HR in an engineering firm. Okay. You understand? Yes. And when they bring HR data for me, they just tell me what exactly they want to achieve.
Okay.
And I just look at the data and say, okay, we want to put the number of people that are living. What kind of groups or category of people are living? How can we drill down and see how we can make sense of it? People just want to give it, help them, and they wanted to help them, what's it called? Make sense out of the
data.
Yeah. Do you understand? So that is the what's it called. To be honest, in most cases, you don't need to know the domain, because catching up on what you need to turn the data. Just for example, want to know the number of cars that I don't have to be in HR. Just give me the data number and start like right? And I'll turn the data into graph for you, and you'll be able to see the number of staff that are leaving. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there are domain expertise. For example, if you're working in critical environments, let's say, for example, you're working in a chemical plant where they are boiling some viral, because they are culturing some virus, and they want you to be a data analyst there. For you to be a data analyst, you need to know what temperature the thing that they are culturing needs to be before it becomes a disaster. Or you're working in a nuclear plant where you are watching nuclear reactors, and you are the one as a data analyst monitoring the reports or the something or something that you do. They may have to train you. In many cases, if they don't have anybody, they will train you up so that you will be skilled up to be a standard reactor engineer. So that way, when they train you and you see danger, you'll be able to identify it.
Yes, yes.
Does that make sense?
Very well.
So that's the basics.
Thank you so much.
Oh. Is there any other question?
I think I'm good. It's just to practice more.
The only way you can get better is practice.
Yes, sir.
Yes, always go online. COVID-19 data is there, housing data is there, employment data. Just sample Excel data for data analysis and practice. The more you practice, the better you get. The more video you watch, the better you get. The less you practice, the more you forget. The more you forget, the more you have to touch. You just be hearing stories that people are making money or doing something in the data space. So it doesn't happen by wish. It happens by practicing.
Yeah.
Don't know about any questions now? Do you think anything we did tonight makes sense?
Very well. At least this style one. This is the first time I'm seeing you use it.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least, yeah. Then the
Yeah.
referencing, that's also very new.
Yeah. Go and watch videos on best practices.
Yeah.
I'll try and drop the video in the group. It's not very necessary to do, but yeah. Anyways, that's it. All right.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful.
Oh, no. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.